Welcome to the final episode of our three-part Executive Masterclass, Leading with AI. In part 1, we explored how artificial intelligence is changing the landscape of leadership. In part 2, we examined 7 practical ways exceptional leaders are already using AI to become more thoughtful, more strategic, and more effective. Today, we arrive at perhaps the most important conversation of all. Because amid all the excitement surrounding artificial intelligence, there is one question every leader should ask. What can AI never replace? This isn't just a philosophical question. It is the defining leadership question of our generation. Every technological revolution changes what people do, but only human beings determine why they do it. As AI becomes more intelligent, leaders must become more deeply human. Let's explore why. Throughout history, people have followed leaders for many reasons: power, knowledge, authority, success. But lasting leadership has always rested on something deeper: character. Character reveals itself when nobody is watching. It shapes the decisions we make when the easy choice conflicts with the right one. AI can recommend options. It cannot choose integrity. It cannot demonstrate humility. It cannot exercise courage. It cannot admit mistakes. It cannot sacrifice personal gain for a greater purpose. Character is not information. It is formation, and it is formed over a lifetime. As AI becomes more capable, character will become even more valuable, because people don't simply trust intelligence, they trust integrity. Trust is the invisible foundation of every healthy organization. Without trust, communication becomes guarded. Innovation slows. Conflict becomes destructive. People stop taking initiative. Teams begin protecting themselves instead of serving one another. Can AI answer questions? Absolutely. Can it write reports? Yes. Can it generate presentations? Of course. But trust is created through consistency, listening, reliability, honesty, presence. Human beings build trust. Technology supports it. It never replaces it. The future belongs to leaders who use technology while investing even more deeply in relationships. Knowledge answers questions. Wisdom asks whether we should. Knowledge tells us what is possible. Wisdom asks what is right. AI has extraordinary access to information, but wisdom requires experience, reflection, discernment, perspective. Sometimes the wisest decision is not the fastest, not the cheapest, not the most efficient. Leadership requires knowing when not to act, when to wait, when to listen, when to change direction. Wisdom grows through reflection, not computation. Think about the best leader you've ever worked with. What do you remember? Probably not their emails or their reports. You remember how they made people feel. You remember that they listened, that they noticed, that they cared. Leadership is presence, being fully available, giving people your complete attention, helping others feel seen. AI can generate words. It cannot generate genuine presence. In an increasingly digital world, leaders who are truly present will become increasingly rare and therefore increasingly valuable. One of the greatest misconceptions about leadership is that leaders exist to provide answers. The greatest leaders create conversations. Real consultation requires curiosity, humility, collective learning, the willingness to change one's own opinion. Artificial intelligence can provide perspectives. It cannot participate in genuine consultation. It cannot build unity. It cannot create shared ownership. The organizations that thrive in the future will not simply have better AI. They will have leaders who know how to bring diverse minds together in a spirit of respect, trust, and shared purpose. Technology expands intelligence. Consultation expands wisdom. People don't dedicate their lives to algorithms. They dedicate themselves to meaning. Every organization eventually faces difficult moments. Economic uncertainty, unexpected change, pressure, loss. During those moments, leaders don't inspire people through data. They inspire people through purpose. Purpose answers questions no algorithm can answer. Why are we here? Who are we serving? What kind of organization are we becoming? What contribution do we want to leave behind? Purpose transforms work into service, and service has always been at the heart of meaningful leadership. Perhaps this is the most important truth of all. The future will not belong to organizations that merely become more efficient. It will belong to organizations that become more human. Great leadership has always been rooted in genuine care. Care for people, care for communities, care for future generations, care for the impact we leave behind. Artificial intelligence can optimize processes. Only people can care. Only people can forgive. Only people can encourage. Only people can inspire hope. Leadership, at its highest level, is an expression of service, and service begins with recognizing the dignity and worth of every human being. There is a beautiful paradox unfolding before us. The more intelligent our machines become, the more valuable our humanity becomes. For decades, organizations rewarded technical expertise above almost everything else. Today, technical knowledge is becoming increasingly accessible. What becomes scarce becomes valuable. Character, judgment, emotional maturity, consultation, trust, purpose. These are no longer soft skills. They are strategic advantages. The future will not belong to leaders who know the most. It will belong to leaders who elevate the humanity of everyone around them. As we conclude this executive masterclass, I'd like to leave you with one final reflection. Artificial intelligence is one of the greatest technological achievements in human history. It has the potential to accelerate discovery, improve healthcare, strengthen education, transform organizations, and solve problems that once seemed impossible. But every powerful technology raises an equally powerful question. Not what can it do, but who will we become while using it? That is the leadership question. Leadership has never been about keeping pace with technology. It has always been about helping humanity flourish. The greatest leaders of the future will not be remembered because they adopted AI before everyone else. They will be remembered because they used AI wisely, because they strengthened trust instead of replacing it, because they chose wisdom over speed, because they built cultures where technology served people rather than people serving technology, and because they understood something profoundly simple. Artificial intelligence may transform the world, but only human leadership can transform lives. The future doesn't need leaders who compete with AI. It needs leaders who elevate humanity. That future begins with each of us. If this 3-part series has encouraged you to think differently about leadership, I'd love to hear from you. Which idea has challenged you the most? What do you believe AI will never replace? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every comment, and your perspective may encourage leaders from around the world. If you've enjoyed this Executive Masterclass, please subscribe to Transformative Solutions and share this series with colleagues, friends, and fellow leaders who are preparing for the future of work. If your organization is seeking to develop leaders who combine technological capability with wisdom, emotional intelligence, and ethical leadership, visit us at www.transol.io to learn more about our executive coaching, leadership development, and organizational transformation programs. Thank you for investing this time with me. Until we meet again, remember this: artificial intelligence may change the way we lead, but it is our character, our courage, and our commitment to humanity that will determine whether our leadership truly changes the world.
Ready to transform your leadership and organization? Visit us at www.transol.io.